Well, Gucio evidently is. He is definitely one of the strongest players in the tournament.
So we just go with Gucio for all.
Wino, wino, wypito na, słodkie wino każdy zna. Wino, wino, pomoże ci, wina, wina nalej mi.
Siema. Hello? Wait, what?
Hey, no, hello.
Hi. Oh.
Siema.
Siema. Oh my god, are you guys at a business meeting?
Co?
Okay, Nemo, we're actually thinking like big fun juniors, so we don't like speak Polish any kind of.
I can barely hear you.
What's up?
Siema, Nemo.
Siema. Are you guys vibing? Are you guys having fun?
Yeah. We're like a group of vibing, having fun, lots of that, but we're definitely not tired.
Okay.
Wait. I give you a levels. He's sober and he's totally really sober.
Yeah, I'm like totally sober when I go one on Irelia.
Yeah, let's do it. Of course. Of course.
Chcę kurwa bana! Mnie zbanąć, napiszę kurwa słowo retard, kok i kurwa cancer. I chcę dostać kurwa bana! Zreportuj mnie,
Can you type it correctly?
pierdolona zjebana!
Yes, car wheel. Yeah, hanging is actually not bad for endurance. It's actually not awful. Alright, you guys are gonna be here as I try to do a cartwheel without breaking this entire... Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate that. Did it lag?
I'm being introduced to some scary new culture. I'm not sure what's going on. This is a vibe though, it's a vibe. I can vibe to this, I can dance to this. Oh, this chess. Checkers, I guess. Checkers. It's a...
This is because
Hopefully
of
you're not bleeding.
So, I did not know I could do this.
That's all right. No big deal.
Wow.
As long as you're not bleeding.
Wait, are you
Wait a
having
second.
some extra powers?
Yeah, look at that.
Some powers.
That is a wonderful look at that.
What? Can
We've got
someone zoom in,
yeah.
please? She's a witch.
This will make the Twitter rounds. Trust me.
She's a witch.
This is going to be viral.
I'm telling you, extra powers.
Look at that.
I didn't know
You didn't even
break
do
a
anything.
glass.
Yeah.
One on my forehead. Do you see this one on my forehead?
Hello. Hello. So, like, I have, like, pores on my forehead. Oh my god, this is way too close up. Hello, guys, can I check? Okay, but, like, I have pores on my forehead. Extreme zoom activated. Yeah, hello. I'm staring into your soul now. But there are pores on my forehead, and... no girls ever look at you. What's up, chat? How's it going? But yeah, basically, like, I mean, obviously, if you zoom in, you can notice stuff. But like, for example, this thing is here. Goodbye. See? Oh. Okay, I understand now. Okay. He looks like, yeah, he does look like he eats a lot of cheesecake. Oh my god. What a Chad, bro. We need more females in Poland, that too. There's new God damn it. I'm gonna mess up her name. How do I pronounce her name? I'm gonna nickname her Sana. I'm nicknaming her Sana. Because I cannot pronounce the first part of her name, so it's gonna be Sana. I can pronounce Sana. That's about it. New Chisana. Okay, New Chisana. Yeah, New Chisana. She actually looks a lot like Pokey too. It's pretty cool. Oba, iście serce. O Panie, to Ty na mnie sporazale. Twoje usta. This one word I can't pronounce for the life of me. Swoje barkę pozostawiam na brzegu. Razem z Tobą nowy czacie ze słów. Yeah, I'm Christian. Don't worry, I'll make sure I friend zone him on chess.com. Don't even sweat it. I'll make sure he gets friend zone in front of 50k people. Yeah, it's friend zone Friday. Like, I literally, okay, do you guys know the story? So the other day, I was just streaming. I was doing like a thing with my friends, right? And like, I was just wanting to tell my friend about how... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh! Oh! Ah! Okay, never mind. I'm cracked at League. It's fine. Holy shit, bro. Holy shit. Show names. Okay. Spust. Duast. Okay. Okay. Jasna Dupa. The first thing that man said was girlfriend. He really had to put it out there. Oh god. Alright, hello everyone, hope you guys are all doing well today. Happy Friday, happy weekend. We are going to be doing a little Flex Friday today, so yeah, I'm super excited. If you have not submitted your games, submissions are, as usual, through the Discord! Yay! This week's themes are checks, captures, and threats. So if you guys haven't yet submitted, it's a pretty easy theme. It just means that you're following your tactics, but I'm doing well today. I've had an insanely busy day. So yeah, it's going to be fun, but I just came back from a photo shoot and I'm excited for all of the pictures and videos and all that good stuff that's going to come from them. I also need to start vlogging a little bit more of them. But yeah, the poker's going well. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing, wait. No, today we're playing poker. Tomorrow we're getting coaching. We're going to review our final table hands from last week's tournament win. So for a little context, I won $3,750 in a tournament last week. And we're going to be reviewing that on stream tomorrow with a coach. But today we're just going to be playing a little bit more. And then on Sunday, we're going to be playing a ton more poker as well. We're going to be like doing our usual 9-hour stream. And yeah, just grinding a lot of poker on Sunday. Tomorrow, we're also going to be streaming on our alt channel, the Nemo After Dark one, for a little TFT at noon. But yeah, if you guys want to follow that, feel free to do so. I do stream on 2 different channels now. And in the meantime, today is actually going to be specifically a Flex Friday, followed by a little poker day. But yeah, do I have any websites to learn poker? I don't have anything like I'm personally partnered with or anything like that, but I would recommend just going on YouTube and being like, okay, you know, ask any question you need help with, how to play poker. And I think that's usually a pretty good way. I wouldn't call it a TFT channel. It's just like whatever game I want to play that's not on my main channel. So right now it's TFT, but I've played League on it and stuff. It's just my channel for alternative games and all that stuff. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. Nemo After Dark for the alternative gaming and stuff. But it should be really, really fun. And if you want to be my chess student, well, I do have a set fee per hour, and you're able to reach out on passes, because that is the one place I check my DMs, or you can follow up with an email to my business email. So, yeah. Know nothing about League and TFT? Well, hopefully we'll get more TFT. We're going to try to hit Emerald still this weekend, because if we hit Emerald, we got $7,500 locked up for charity. And then if I end up top 10 in my group, we have another 7.5. So for a total of $15,000, it is really important that I end up in Emerald this set. So yeah, we're grinding hard on that. But the TFT bootcamp is on a 3-day break while everybody else in the TFT world is in Paris for the TFT Open. I am not, because I'm not that good, but maybe one day. It actually seems like so much fun. Maybe I play competitive TFT once I get a little bit better at poker. So yeah, it should be a good time. It should be a really, 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 really good time. But yeah, if you also want to just play on Phenom, there's a ton of free rolls and good stuff like that, which means that you can play for free, which is something I would always recommend people if you have never played poker before, to play for free, because you're not risking anything. And it's also really cool to play, like, just get hands in, so you understand like the actions and what you're supposed to do. Because otherwise, if you just listen to someone explain to you like, oh, when you're under the gun, do this, and you're like, what is under the gun, you know? That's when you can get really confused. So I would also recommend signing up on Phenom and playing the free rolls, or play like the $5 cash games and all that good stuff. Yeah, TFT has really big open tournaments. Huge, huge, huge open tournaments. I don't know exactly how many people are in Paris, but it's a ton. So it's all pretty fun stuff. And in the meantime, we're gonna be doing a little chess today. We do have some game submissions in Flex Friday. And the winner of today is going to win a 50 buckaroos. 50 buckaroos, which is insane. And then the worst game also gets a prize of $25. So if you guys are in the mood to win some money, you're obviously welcome to submit your games, whether they're good or bad. There is a prize out there for you. We value, what's it called? Like, lack of skill. It's not even lack of skill. It's like the opposite. It's like being bad at chess. We value being bad at chess as well. And yeah. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. I'm going to pin it. Not that anyone's going to read it. So, yeah, we value your, well, we value your lack of potential, I should say, more so than your potential. Because if you had potential, you'd probably be winning the best game category, which is $50. And the worst game category comes with a prize of $25, which is still cool. So yeah, we have $50 on the line and then $25 on the other line. So $75 altogether. You can't win all 75 because you can only submit for one section per week. You can only submit one per week. Yeah, exactly. Flex Friday is polarized between value and junk. And if you were a poker player, you would understand that reference. All games are welcome. You just have to... Okay, sorry, that's not true. Do not submit games you played against bots. If you played it on the other site, you have to convert it to a chess.com link to send in. I don't care where you played it. You could have played it on Mars, but I do need it in a chess.com format. So... knock yourselves out. I truly do not care where you played the game, but I need to be able to pull it up on chess.com. That's really it. And obviously if you played it, you know, a long time ago, that's cool too, because I don't care. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So we're going to start out with this game by Mr. Epic Wolves. Played us wide. I was worse for the entire middle game and then found a really cool tactic at the end to win the game. If you are also here for Flex Friday, I would highly recommend you to speak up in the chat because I might ask questions. And your livelihood of $50 might depend on how you respond to that question. Because do keep in mind, since we have people of all ratings and all, you know, walks of life submitting games, I do take in consideration the time control. I take in consideration your age. No, I'm joking. I take in consideration the time control. I take in consideration where it was played, for example, over the board or online. I take in consideration your rating. So like a 400 flex or like the 400 standard for a flex is not going to be the same as a 2400 standard for a flex, right? So I'm always judging based on what your sort of scenario in life is. And whatever your scenario in life is, I try to make that kind of equalized. But yeah, whatever you guys want to submit is fine by me. And if you don't make it onto the final 5, because it is community voted, I pick my favorite 5. And then chat votes on their favorite for both the fails and the flexes. So 10 games get pinned total each week. Hell yeah, Kaze. I hope you're doing well over there in Hawaii. All right. So we are starting off with Epic. Played us white. Let's take a look at Epic's game. I like their little wolf profile. Nice, Gary. I hope your team wins tomorrow. Wait, what tournament are they playing now? I thought they just finished 2. And thank you so much, Durkay, for the tier 1 as well. Welcome back to your 10th month. Appreciate it. Thank you. It is the season for giving, so I hope you guys enjoy these little prizes. And I'm not going to lie, since Christmas isn't exactly, well, Christmas isn't exactly, what, 12 days-ish? It's going to more or less land on, you know, the next Flex Friday is going to be on Christmas-ish. I know it's the 26th, but anyways, my point is, maybe there's going to be a special prize in 2 weeks' time. So we do host these bi-weekly. Yeah, but it's going to be fun. This was a really fast year. Well, I just wasn't able to figure out if what day of the week Christmas was falling on, but it's falling on a Friday for Wednesday. Christmas is on a Wednesday. I celebrate Christmas on the 24th because I'm Finnish when it comes to my Christmas, but we'll do it 24th, 25th, and also 26th, obviously. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to go message chess.com about something. Yeah! Special visit from Santa. You think you might be getting more money, but it's actually a special Nemo joke. That would be so funny. That would actually be so funny. We'll see what the extra prize is on Friday for next Flex Friday. So anyways, back to Epic Wolves game. At 2100, playing against somebody who's 300 points lower rated, I am expecting good things from you. So, you know, so far I've not been too impressed because we did sacrifice an exchange. The Christmas joke that keeps on giving, it's true. I know. I'm basically half finished, so I get to celebrate on the 24th and the 25th. I mean, we literally had this conversation yesterday. I'm just a big fan of celebrating whatever you want to celebrate, because, like, life's too short to not celebrate it, you know? That's at least how the French think, because I worked at a French company for, like, a month, and they really took every single celebration whatever holiday it was, very seriously. Every time I'm in Paris, I usually go for around my birthday time. It's like an extended Christmas holiday, basically, because they do, I don't actually know what the exact festival is, but it's like Epiphany. It's around Epiphany, and they eat galette de roi. I'm not actually a huge fan of these type of like cakes they have around that time, but anyways, it's fine. I still love Paris during that time, but yeah, it's great. I celebrate both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I usually celebrated Christmas Eve when I was living in Finland. It's true, Gary. Okay, so Epic's move here was a queen sack, which I think it deserves the brilliant move because it goes yoink, yoink, king takes, and then you get this little fork over here. I can draw a fork. This little fork, but it's not like the most impressive move. So I don't think this game is getting pinned, unfortunately, because it is played by 2100, and there was just one brilliant move, and that's it. I was expecting a little bit more, you know, a little bit more. But I am glad we looked for checks, captures, and threats, because this was both a check and a capture. Like, a one-move hit is good, but thanks, Christian. I don't know really if you can, if it's a congrats to me or a congrats to my coaches. At least if I do hit emeralds, I'll go into great use. So. Alright, let's see. Skrillasaurus Rex. I beat a 1750 as around a 430 or so in this Halloween Gambit Arena. Hope it is worthy, but regardless, it felt cool. I posted the run. Haven't been able to use this game since. Okay, let's take a look. Wow. Sacrificing one horsey in the opening is not enough. We gotta sacrifice both. I mean, there is a 1300 rating point difference. So whatever Skrillasaurus Rex does here, I'm gonna be pretty impressed by. There's no way I can farm people like that in TFT. TFT is unfortunately not a game they can queue up against someone and be like, okay, give me your points, because it's a game that is like in a lobby with 8 other people. Alright, let's see. Oh, what a blunder. Oh my gosh, a little discovered attack coming in by the 437. Attacking that queen, hitting the king. Yeah, it's a free-for-all. Thanks, Schleppa. And it's like a multi-use discovered attack. Wow, this is great. I think this game is definitely getting... Oh, I even like the rook sacrifice. Exposing the king one more step further. And really kicking that king over here, sacrificing the rook, and finally delivering checkmate. This is actually beautiful. I feel like chess.com is not giving enough credit to this game. I've seen excellent moves given away for less. This is beautiful. Damn. That's a great game, Hema. I don't know if Hema is here, but this is, like, once again, I'm judging everybody based on what rating you are. So if you're 400, I have very low expectations for you. But I would say in general, this game far exceeded my expectations. Like far, far, far exceeded my expectations. So yeah, I think this is wonderful. I think that rucksack should have, like, at least a little exclamation or something. Yeah. I mean, sure, 1700 blundering this is not great, but, like, a 400 finding bishop d5, that's what we're gonna be paying attention to. So this is gonna be our first pin of the day. Congrats. Beautiful, beautiful. Our next game is a Fio! Played by Rikadu! Actually, Nemo commentating made me too nervous. Please do not be nervous. I literally do not care about your game result or anything like that. Don't forget, this is the interwebs. It's not that serious. Alright, opponent, Rob, what are you doing? Every time I see a Rob game, I feel like it's what are you doing, Rob? How can every one of your games... I mean... Oh, I remember looking at this game from Rob's perspective. Because this is just a free bishop. It's not a discovered attack. It's just a free bishop. So yeah, obviously that was not great, but doesn't matter. We could do is up 2 minor pieces. Going into this endgame. Now also up the rook. Oh my gosh, was this the stalemate? Oh yeah, this is definitely a fail. Yeah, that stalemate is a bit tough. I remember it now. I was like, there's no way Rob can bring this back, right? And then Rob stalemated, so. Alright, next game. That got pinned as a fail. We have Connor McChicken playing as White Cinema. A flex. Yeah. Rob has no idea what they were doing either. Just to let you know. I'm speaking on behalf of Rob. I don't think Rob is here right now, but... Alright, so, AI Alahine just decided to bonk Cloud on move 4. Alright, no problem. It's okay, Rob's doing well. I think they just submitted another paper or something this week. I'm sure they're doing great. I hope they're doing great. Yeah, I mean, White's just up a piece. Because Black decided to throw their opening. So, that's kind of what happens when you are down a piece in the opening and don't castle because you bonk clouded or misclick. I don't actually know why they played King E7, but... Yoink! That's the first brilliancy. Once again, this week's themes is checks, captures, and threats! And why is it checks, captures, and threats? Because this is what I've been telling my students for the last month. These are the rules you gotta follow. Because if you don't follow them, you are never going to win your games of chess. I do. I've had a whiteboard for a bit, actually. I need to redo it because it's gotten a little... I keep pulling it out. But checks... Checks... Captures... and threats. Follow those 3, and you should probably do okay. You should do all right in your game. So I'm glad that this is a check and a capture, because we like looking for checks and captures. Yeah, you're right. Captures does need an S. Okay, so I like rook takes c6. Because now we follow up with another check and a capture, sacrificing the rook. We've sacrificed both rooks. And this is great, because now you sacrifice the bishop too. And you have somehow a checkmate. 4 moves later. So I think this is a beautiful, beautiful sequence of moves. I really like it. The whole idea behind this is that you're just completely removing the defenders around the king. Because once the king has no defenders left, what are you able to do? You're able to checkmate it. So that's kind of where this game was headed, which I really do enjoy. So congratulations to Connor on getting your game pin. Beautiful, as always. Really, really, really looking for those checks and captures and threats! Yes, that's the theme. It's not like you have to have enough of it. But, like, basically what I'm telling you is that if your game does not have captures or checks or threats in it, it's not getting pinned. I do not want to see a 60-move endgame, is my point this week. I do not care that you found how to win a rook versus rook up a pawn. I don't care. Please. Send me something that is a little bit more like, wow, that's beautiful. You sacrificed a rook, and then you sacrificed another rook. Yeah, just don't send me a boring positional game, and it should more or less fly. All right, next game. We've got Gary Kasparov. Well, if Magnus Carlsen submits an endgame, he's getting disqualified because that's not the theme for this week, and he can try again next week, or in 2 weeks, rather. I don't know what the theme is in 2 weeks. I usually decide them the week before, so I have no idea yet. Okay, so This next game is played by Gary, played as black, cold checks. Let's take a look. Yeah. Magnus would be disqualified. I do not care. We're very strict on our rules. There's no exceptions ever being made. Hello! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, guys. Thank you, thank you. We're currently giving away $50 to the best game. So far this game has been chill. It's not very exciting. Is this a fail? No, it's a flex. Sorry. I saw Gary as the submitter and I was like, haven't seen a Gary flex submission in a while. Alright, I like this. See? This is both a check and a capture. When it's both a check and a capture, it's very likely to either be a double question mark or a double exclamation mark. It's called polarizing in chess, guys. We learned this concept, we studied this concept a lot in poker, polarizing, which is the concept of having both of like the worst part of your range and the best part of your range in your bluffs and stuff like that, because you need to polarize. So in this case, this move could either be a massive blunder because you're sacrificing your horsey and only getting a pawn in return, or it can be a great move, right? Exactly. And in this case, it's a great move because after g takes f3, there's queen takes h2, king to f1, and queen to g2 with checkmate. And that's why it deserves a double exclamation mark and not a double question mark. Thanks, Kevin Lol. I appreciate that. Well, right now I haven't been very competitive in League of Legends. And neither has my esports team. But that's, anyways, a different story. But yeah, we've been doing okay in TFT at least. And it can't be ignored either. Exactly. It makes your opponent have to make a choice. So in this case, I also really like the fact that Gary actually doesn't take the queen and instead just goes for the pawn on h2 with the check first. Comes back with the knight on f3. Because now the king goes to f1. There's also checkmate on h1 with checkmate. And now white is forced to take because otherwise it's a checkmate anyways, and he gets the checkmate. So I think this also deserves a flex. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We love our checks, captures, and threats. Not taking the queen is indeed very cold. Very, very cold. It's going to be a good contest this week. I'm already liking it. What happened to my team in the league? They smacked everybody in North America and Latin America, so all of the Americas, because this year was a co-ed Americas league, and then they didn't make quarterfinals at Worlds. So, you know, that's fine. But yeah, it would have been really cool if they made quarterfinals, which I hope they did. So, it's all good. But I can be... Well, no, I think I'm a very far ways away from TFT. It's making it for Worlds, but... Okay, played as white by Naru the Black Swan. Played up 300 rating points in a good old-fashioned Sicilian fight to the death. Handled the pressure pretty well. Punished my opponent's misplay in style. Do your puzzles! Thank you for that call out. That boy Faker really do be out there crushing dreams. It's true. But, hey, at least we got to watch a game of FlyQuest versus Faker. By Faker, I mean obviously T1, but... T1 is basically just Faker. So, 1800 versus 2100. Here, let me actually pull it up in game review so you guys can get the excitement of all the little annotations. I know that's actually what makes it exciting. It's just Team Faker, really. I mean, who cares about the other 4 players that are also insanely good on their team? But hey, Faker is the one that matters. Faker and Friends. That they should rename T1 to Faker and Friends. It's true. I don't even know who is named MVP because I do not care. It's Faker. All right, so this is like a pretty interesting position because Why the heck is Black castling short? Oh, Guma was MVP? Alright, well. This is what it is. Faker can't win MVP every single year, you know. I don't know about short castling at 2100. Like, do we not get the vibes? Why are we castling in this position? I mean, I like Queen H8. I think it is really, really cute. I think it's super cute because we're sacrificing the queen. But I also think we could have won this position at this point by literally playing, like, anything. Nice on culture. Like, Black is just keeping their king side 2 exposed. I mean, I still feel like Queen H8 is obviously a beautiful, beautiful execution. But at 1800, when your opponent has no attack and just decides to castle short, and you've just like, yeah. Even like, yes. Bishop G5 also wins here, you know? Everything just wins. So I don't think I can pin this game, unfortunately, because it's good, but also at the same time, the opponent just threw so darn hard earlier in the game. Like, there was zero semblance of defense. It's like those squirrels that live in Toronto. They don't understand that they could be kidnapped and brought home at any given time because they do not care. They'll come up to you for food whenever. That was your opponent. Your opponent was like a little squirrel. Bro was just chillin'. And next game we have Svengoolie, played as white. I ate squirrels through that day, exactly. One of the handful of games where I don't feel like I've wasted my moves. Alright, let's take a look. 578, so obviously... Oh, okay, well, that's a free queen. Gotta keep it creative, right? Oh my gosh, that was a 15-move checkmate. I mean, yeah, this is a great game. I can't pin it, unfortunately. I would love to kidnap a Toronto squirrel. They're super cute. But I don't think we can pin it. Like, this is just yeah, it's great. It's great. If my opponent was a squirrel, what is this dude? This dude? I don't even know. Bro. This dude was begging to be roasted. This dude was a 500. True. I mean, it's good that he's been doing his captures and won his fork puzzles. It's good stuff. I mean, it's great. It is really good. Clean kill, absolutely. All right, next game. We've got Major Tom. Another fail. Another fail. Played as Black. This was a tournament with prizes, since my opponent was titled 1000 plus rating above me. I took it as a lost game from the beginning. So much that in move 3, I lost 1 minute asking and waiting for my opponent to tell me the next theory move. LOL, since I don't know the fantasy variation. Then proceeded to play like 2700 according to chess.com analysis. Lost some time. Had I won that game, I would have won the U1700 prize, under 1700 prize, and my first dub ever against a title player. Whew! Jeez. All right. That was an essay. I like that you submitted a fail. Let's take a look. I mean, I would definitely say any game that you lose against somebody who is 1,000 points higher rated than you is very hard to be a fail, because in the nicest way possible, I am not expecting much. Like, in fact, my expectations are through the floor. They're in the basement. They're in the 3rd under-level parking lot when your opponent's 1,000 points higher rated than you. So, hello, Urfa. Thank you so much for the prime. Welcome to the pool party. Thank you. And also, somehow we converted this into a semi-Slav, which I don't understand how that happened. I mean, I don't know anything about the fantasy variation, so maybe this is correct, but you know what? Better than the 4th? Yeah, it's true. It is true. Oh yeah, if anybody gifted you a sub recently, please make sure you're thanking them too, because it is the holidays. It's the season for the giving. And we're giving free chess roasts. Okay, I mean, yeah, this is all fine. Like, you're just up a pawn in the center, which is really nice. Why is the opponent... Okay, I mean, this is a playable move. It's not great, but I don't know if I would sacrifice this exchange. I mean, it just seems like you spent a lot of time on making good moves. I don't really think this is a fail. Like, you are playing somebody 1,000 points higher rated. Have, you know... Yeah, like, it's pretty close to 0. Opponent was obviously trying to flag. I think this is just a game of 3-0 played subparly by the 2600, but played objectively by the... It's played pretty objectively by the 2600. They know that they're doing worse in most of the games, so they play for the flag. So I don't think it's a flex, and I definitely don't think it's like a flex because you lost, obviously, but I don't think it's a fail. So we're not going to pin it. I guess we have to pin it because we have absolutely no other fails. I'm just letting you guys know, fails are pretty free this week. If anybody wants $25, our option is... Well, this stalemate is actually a pretty good contest. This game is not very good contest. It's a default pin, though. Aw, thank you so much, Bubba O'Reilly. Aw, appreciate it so much. Guys, if you've got any gifted sub, please make sure you're thanking Bubba O'Reilly. Merry Christmas indeed. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Fails are whatever, like, type of game you want. Obviously, it needs to still be in the theme of, like, you messed up something in the game. But like I said, I don't think this guy messed up that badly. I think he just played a very objective opponent and lost on time. And that's okay. It happens. Hey, Ratio. Thanks so much for the Prime. Welcome to the pool party as well. Thanks so much. Appreciate you guys. We have OGRF played as white. He really makes me work for it, but it turns... Okay, sorry. The English sentence is not sentencing. But it turns into this beautiful game nonetheless, I think is what they meant to say. Yeah, make sure you're thanking him if you got a gifted sub! Please continue. I think Boyshak's too busy editing. Otherwise, yes. Yeah, why is this knight on h8? Okay, guys, you know what's worse than a knight on the rim being dim? A nice in the corner. I don't even have a good sentence for this, but it's just like, bro, why is your knight in the corner? Knights do not belong in the corner. Never, ever, ever put your knight in the corner. Because it's not going anywhere. I have no idea, but like that is a god-awful knight. It's so not useful. That's kind of good. Knight in the corner is such a horror for yourself. Oh, this is cute. I like knight takes h5. Very classic way to open up your opponent's king. Obviously, in this case, it's very tactically sound. It's a check and a capture, which means it's polarizing, which means that it could either be really bad or really good. In this case, it's really good because if the opponent took, we would have delivered checkmate. It's a very introverted knight. This horsey is feeling very Finnish. You met me at a very Finnish time in life. Said nobody ever, but one day. Alright, knight takes g6. This is... it's okay. Ooh, that is missing the plot a little bit. Missing the plot a tiny bit. I forget that Kevin speaks Spanish every now and then. Oh, sorry. Zoomed a little ahead. I like this. Rook takes d4. Double exclamation, sacrificing the rook. Because now you also just ignore all of black's threats, have this open file, sacrificing the bishop. This is called a decoy because if the queen moves, this bishop acted as a decoy and you get to deliver checkmate. And yeah, I think this is a beautiful game. Wow. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you develop at some point in your game. Yo, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you guys had a good one. Hope you had a fun stream. Welcome, everyone. We're currently awarding or attempting to avoid $50 to the best game. And there's actually really strong contest today, so I'm excited, but we need more fails. We currently only have 2 fails, and we have a ton of flexes. But the best game today will win $50, voted for by the community, with money put up by the community. You guys are great. Thank you, guys. It's all the donos and subs that keep Flex Friday going. You guys are awesome. You have a fail? Hell yeah, submit it! We need more fails. I mean, we're only halfway through the list, so there might be more potential candidates. But in the meantime, Are You Benign? Played as Black. 8 checks, 15 captures, and so many threats I had to go to HR after the game. All in only 31 moves, an over-the-board blitz game. I like it. That's very poetic. Alright, let's take a look. I mean, so far, it's pretty chill. Yo! SGT Bird! Thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. I appreciate that. Yo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys got a gifted sub from the SGT Bird, please make sure you're thanking them. Thanks so much, bro. You guys are great. Happy holidays, everyone. Thanks, chatters. Oh, nice. Taking advantage of this pin. Yoink! What are we doing today, guys? Checks. And captures. And threats. That's what we're doing today. Or at least some of you guys are. Alright. Opponent is doing anything they can to throw in a couple of threats, but Are You Benign finds bishop to g2. Discover check! Not discovered mate, but discover check, because if the king takes, now rook to f2 is checkmate. So that's a really beautiful game. Wow. It's a good competition this week. Let me take a look at what we already have pinned, because that's insane. That's actually sick. Yeah, also impressed that they did not flag, because that's usually what happens more for Are You Benign. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 flexes so far. Okay, this game gets pinned. Congratulations. Next game, we have Alexandru Sebastian, played as Black. Oh, thank you so much, SGT Bird. For the tier 1 as well, I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. You guys are great. Appreciate it all. If anybody does tier 1 sub, or tier 2 sub, or tier 3 subs this month, you are extra appreciated, because it is my last month to push for plus level 2. If I hit plus level 2 this month, which is just 300 individual like subs, because unfortunately Twitch is a meanie and they do not count primes, I will get a 70-30 partnership split instead of the 60-40 I currently have. So basically, I get to make a little bit more money. Or I get to keep a little bit more money. Twitch takes a little lower cut. And yeah. Halfway through the month, well, not quite halfway through the month, but we're pretty on pace. So I just really appreciate everybody. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. We need 300 points. So a tier 1 is like 1 point, a tier 2 is 2 points, I think. And I think a tier 3 is 6 points. Or maybe it's 3 points. I'm actually not sure, but it's 10% more. Not 25, 10%. But in general, it's a pretty big deal, so I appreciate you all. Thank you. 1, 2, and 6? Okay. Thanks, Thomas. Yeah. Before, they were taking 50. Now they're taking 40%. And hopefully, we'll have it so they only take 30. But yeah. I appreciate everyone. And thank you so much, Lily Winter, for the tier 1. Yo! Thank you so much. Welcome back to your 3rd month. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to see your fail. One more point. Let's take a look at Alex's Karo-Kan defense. This is a very chill Karo-Kan. This is like an exchange Karo-Kan. As we gear for checkmate. Oh, sorry. I misclicked. I was trying to pull up game review. Sergeant Bird. We appreciate it. I mean, I don't even really know what this opening is, but Karo-Kan typically does not impress me. Oh, thanks, Spider, for the 100 bits. Thank you. A little brilliancy coming in here with the rook takes e3. This is good awareness because the queen takes, you get this knight. It's like a decoy. It's a distraction. It's like a distraction tactic, which I think is really cute. Yeah, I mean, this is a really good game. I think just in terms of today, we have so many insanely good games that this one won't make it to the top. Oh! No one saw that. Shh. Okay. Fail. Played as black. For worst game, I decided to threaten way too much. No one saw that. No one saw that. We don't talk about it. Okay. Avid Composer submitting a game for the fail category. Let's take a look. Alright. I mean, you're 1262. My expectations are I'm parking level 1. So, you know, whatever happens here, I'm sure it can be good. Oh, this is a fail? Okay. I mean, this whole game is feeling very creative. I'm not too sure what is going on, but, like, it's almost working. Okay, this is not great, though. Usually when we're attacking, we don't want to trade off all the pieces. I'm not really sure this is anything. It's not really a fail nor a flex. I mean, it's definitely not a flex, but it's, like, not that bad of a game. This is just a losing game, I think. It's a game we're just gonna put to the side, because I'm not sure where to put that game. It's not really a fail. It's just like you played the game and you lost as a 1200, which happens. Okay, played as white. This is a flex. Let's take a look. It's a game, and games happen. Alright, this is kind of interesting. 1979. Oh, we like the Cyprus gift. This is the Cyprus gift, where you sack on a pawn on h6 because the gift on h7 is called the Greek gift, so this is the Cyprus. Yeah, exactly. It's a game, not a bad beat, so. Oh, and we sacrificed the rook! Yeah, it's cute. At 1979, though, I'm expecting you to find it, so with how tough competition is this week, unfortunately, it can't be pinned. Alright, we got another flex here coming in by Chris Meir, played as white. This is my first ever win with the Alien Gambit, so I want to flex it because I'm proud of it, even if you don't pin it, because my opponent blundered to allow the mate. Yeah, it's all very technically correct. No, Cyprus, like the island. This is cute. I love it. No, this is so good. I mean, I once again cannot pin it, but it is very good. Your opponent obviously allowed checkmate and won. And if they went here, it wouldn't have been checkmate, but they went here instead, so it was checkmate, which is great. Okay, next up, we've got a Zazie, played as white. I think this game is a flex because I found a nice tactic that required me to calculate past a more obvious move and did so in a bullet game with limited time to calculate. Played as white, okay. 1 minute games is always a flex. Being able to... Well, that just gives... Why are we sacking this bishop? Alright, you know what? It's 1 minute. I don't care. Ooh, a cute little fork taking advantage of this pin. Pawn cannot take because the pawn is pinned to the king. So... Why did we choose the bishop over the queen, though? Not sure about that. At least we're looking for checks and captures and threats, so you know what? I'm just glad he took something here. Because, like, I've seen worse. I've seen people here that would just go like, Yeah, that's true. I mean, you did checkmate them, so I like it. I think it's good. It's a good game, but in the contest of today, it's tough. That is true. Valid defense for yourself as AZ. Valid defense. Next up, we got Guma! Played as white. This game doesn't have much moves, but I kind of found a nice tactic in the end to win the game. If I were that queen, I'd be offended. I like it. Played by the one and only Guma Yusi, who I just found out today from Uncultured is actually no longer on T1. Who knew? Yeah, this is very clean. It's very clinical. Opponent has a weak king, so we bully it. Ooh, a little distraction tactic, a little decoy tactic. Baiting the king over to h5 to deliver checkmate. I like it. I think it's a very clean way to finish off what was already a very clean game. So I'm glad that we're looking for, you know, cool ways to checkmate, but obviously the opponent's king is just like getting absolutely slaughtered. So whatever happened here, I bet bro was already gonna win, so we can't really pin it. But the queen sack was really pretty. So many good games. Okay, next up, we got Sacrifice Master. Played as white. Thanks, Ovo. King h1. Okay, I like that we're sliding over the king to move that rook over, sacrificing the rook. Yeah, I mean, this is once again a very clean game. We just keep getting a lot of games that are like, opponent makes a really big mistake. So in this case, opponent kind of missed the plot, right? Like, we do the Cypress gift with white here. We sacrifice on h6. The pawn is taking the bishop. The king is open. Your king is open. You're up a piece. What do you want to do when your king is open and you're up a piece? You probably want to do something, like, you probably want to defend, right? You probably want to try to trade off queens. You want to do anything. Taking this pawn on b2 is sort of missing the plot of this position. You want to play something like knight to h7, perhaps. And then if the bishop comes here, and then maybe you want to play f5 to block it. You want to give yourself the opportunity to hide that king away, or maybe even like kick this queen. And if something like this, well, now you can go king to h8. Like, you just want to do things like this. And this is not a free bishop, by the way, because the queen can take. So, this knight takes b2 thing is just way missing the plot, and I think that's what really got you the win. And at 1600, I'm expecting better. Still a very clean game, obviously, but expecting better. I think Alexandra already submitted one game, so once again, you're allowed one game per week in either of the categories, but only one. Only one. Sorry, I gotta close all the tabs. We have so many submissions this week, and I love to see it. Thank you guys for submitting. Next up, we got Club Level Chess, played as black, 15 plus 10 games, about 1650 rapid. Points are instantly docked for the fact that you're playing 15 plus 10 online. So this is already struggling to make it into the flex contention. This better be like, this better blow my mind. Like, this better be the best game I've ever seen. I mean, it's good. We're looking for checks. We're looking for captures. We're looking for this. This is really cute. This little decoy over here with the checkmate. The exchange sack was cute. I think this is good. Yeah, I really like these type of positional sacks of rook takes f3, where they can't take back with the queen, right? So they have to take back with the pawn, and now you're able to put a lot of pressure on white's king without using your pawns, and instead you can slide all of your pieces over and stuff because their king's exposed. This is great. This would be really cute. Yeah, you would have gotten a lot more points if this wasn't played in 15 plus 10. All right, Lonely Winter, also known as, I guess it's Tamara, also known as Lonely Winter. Played as white, enjoy, a fail. All right, I've been waiting for a good fail. I have told you guys that I need more fails today because I think we only have 2. So I have high expectations for this one. Huge shout out to Lonely Winter as well. They do also stream if you wanted to check out their streams. This better be the worst game I have ever seen in a very, like, it's very, very rare that you would actually hear somebody say that. But on this channel, we also celebrate, we don't even celebrate mediocrity. We celebrate people being bad. If you ever have a goofy, messed up moment, I'm just letting you know you're welcome here. Yeah, we celebrate you being bad. So, everyone sucks at chess at some point in their life. I don't know what happened, but like, this was not a good opening. So knight takes h3 by the opponent here would have actually been a really cute little decoy tactic because this pawn got distracted, and now this is a free horsey, so you get an extra pawn and you weaken your opponent's king. Opponent didn't actually see that, which is good news for tomorrow, obviously, because it means their king isn't that weak. I like all this rook maneuvering all around. That's kind of cute. Alright, I'm not sure why we're giving up a free pawn. I don't know if this is the moment to take a pawn on a6. That feels scary. Do we... Ooh! Oh, the opponent doesn't even take it. The opponent doesn't... This is a 10-minute game? And you're 1600? Both of you guys are 1600? Whew! See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, opponent is so caught up in their plan and what they want to do, they're not even, like, paying attention to the game. They're like, ah, yes, I took on f2. I want my pass pawn. I don't care about anything else. But don't forget to look for checks, captures, and threats, not just for yourself, but also for your opponent. This is how you avoid your own blunders. And if I was Hassan Mila right now, I would be, you know, going back through my games and being like, well, you know, why did we not look for checks, captures, and threats? So that's not great. How did we almost equalize this game? This is crazy. Why didn't we just take this pawn? Alright, you know what? At this point... Oh my gosh! Sorry, they have 5 minutes left on the clock? Alright, nobody had their eyes open this game. There's no checks, threats, or anything, captures happening. It's just... You know, the best part of this is I bet the opponent didn't even plan this out. They probably just made a move. Like, I don't even think this was a planned stalemate. This was one of those times to not spot checks, captures, and threats. This game might as well have been played blindfolded. This was the anti-checks, captures, and threats. Yeah, opponent definitely just looked at this position and was like, my rook is pinned. I guess I gotta move the king. Alright, well, that definitely got pinned as a fail. So we asked for a fail and we got one. And that's exactly what we were going for today. So I'm really glad we got a fail. And Plasmius, whew, I told people to submit fails and people submitted fails, but now we got some fails in and I'm worried for you guys. You have hard contests today. I'm just letting you know you might have a better chance at winning the $50 now than the 25 because that was crazy. All right, next up. It's not all over yet. We have Raj, played as white, over the board game for a school meet. My opponent was 2100 at the time, and I was 1200. I prepped against him, but I had a lot of nerves and blundered, but then played the best chess of my life, but then blundered a queen. All right, well, you know. Be careful what you wish for. It's true. I mean, everybody else should be more careful, in my opinion. It seems like all of you guys were like, haha, no fails, but... So far looks good against a 2100. Wait, why did we... Yes, the classic. This is a very common idea. Gotta be a little aware of that. But you're 1200, so once again, my expectations are in parking level -1. So. Wow. I mean, you're finding good tactics. Like, this is cute, because then, you got this little fork. This is really cute. You could have, yeah, I don't know. This is just great stuff. What happened? This is perhaps a little ambitious. Well, alright. I mean, it's still fun. Oh, not the queen! Alright, well, okay. I see what happened in this game. Exactly as described. Blunder the queen. That was a beautiful game until you blundered the queen. Yeah. What happened here? Okay, fail. Got too excited, played as black. Almost no game you can play against Hikaru is a blunder, but like, I'm assuming this is a weird setup position on one of his, like, random content runs. I don't have any context to this game, but... I mean, it's not really a fail. Like, you're 1100, you got put in this position against Hikaru. Yes, you're, like, quote-unquote better in this position, but I don't know, man. It ain't a big deal. Homie was just playing Hikaru. It's fine. Next up, we got Mugsy. First submission flex played as what? It's hard to have a fail against Hikaru. The fail was getting into that specific content piece. I don't know how you ended up there, but... Aw, this is cute. I'm glad that we're looking for checks, captures, and threats, recognizing that yes, they can take our queen, but also yes, we have a discovered attack. And... yeah, it's just checkmate. Don't think we can pin it, but still good. Alright, next up, I got Kako. 2 brilliant plays, but no effective sacrifices. A miniature game, but very lively. Even after I lost my rook due to a carelessness at the beginning, I managed to win after 2 brilliant positional moves. The highlight was the brilliant move with the queen, a subtle but fatal move. My opponent's only response to forced checkmate was to give up the queen for the bishop, but at that point, defeat was already inevitable for him. Damn, Kako, are you practicing, like, your English essay skills through Flex Friday? Because every time we get a submission from Kako, I feel like it's so well, backstory to. Like, we need to hire Kako for storytelling, for chess games. I swear, like, this is way better than some of the other articles I've written about chess games. Kako's write-ups are great. They're fun to read. Alright, this is interesting. I mean, this happens in the Grob, right? This happens in the Grob. Sometimes, yeah. Exactly. Discord subthreads be like... No, I like it though. Alright, so I got... Whoa! I got the knight to f6. Double exclamation mark. Because once again, what does this move do? It opens up your opponent's king side. Because if the king slides over to h8, which they did, you can just bring out your rook this way and go for checkmate. If the king takes... I mean, sorry, if the pawn takes on f6, the black king is checkmated because this is a checkmate. So after king h8, bishop to g2, queen to e5, queen to h4, threatening some more checkmate, which is nice. Yeah, I think this is a really well played game. This is like a clear example of taking advantage of the mistakes you have made earlier in the game. So Kaga's mistake earlier in the game was that he blundered a rook on h1, right? And he is just playing down a piece, basically. But the opponent left the queen over here, so now you can take advantage of that and somehow try to checkmate your opponent. So this is a really good game. I mean, it's tough because there are so many good flexes this week. Got 1, I got 2, got 3, we got 4, and we got 5 already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see. Which game was the least flexy? What was this one again? I think this knight takes h5 one is coming off. Because this is a pretty standard idea. Like, I really do enjoy it. It's tough. So many of these were so good today. People really be looking for checks, captures, and threats out there. Oh, I do think it's going to be Gary's game, unfortunately. I think Gary's game was good. I mean, they did find this, like, knight takes f3 idea over here. But I do think this also comes as the result of a massive opponent blunder. Rather than pure creation of their own. Whereas I truly feel like Kako here really fought back after blundering a whole rook out of the opening. Yeah. So unfortunately, I do think it's going to be Gary's game that gets removed. So... goodbye to Gary's game. Better luck next week. Or the week after. Alright, we got more fails. I'm also gonna close the queue. Because we have a lot of games. Thank you guys all for submitting games. If you missed this week's submission, you can submit in 2 weeks' time. Or the week leading up to the week. So... we'll have a new theme for the week after. Once we wrap up this Flex Friday. Sorry, Gary. It was close, but not quite. Not quite. Next up, we've got another fail coming in by Kebab. Played as black. Played an okay game until I simply just underestimated the power of the horsies. I mean, this just seems like a bad game. Like, we just... kind of... did not make moves in the opening. I'm not really sure what happened, but like, why did we put our knight on a5? Why did we take this knight unprovoked? I got no idea. I mean, it's just a bad game, so I guess it's a fail. But yeah, it's not spectacular, but it's... we do celebrate bad. It's not like atrociously bad. Played as white. Opponent's attack was obvious, but I chose to ignore it anyways until it's too late. I am going to admit, it is hard for 260s to win fail of the week because my expectations for 260s are kind of on parking level -7. So, like, you know. Oh no! Oh. Oh no! Oh man. 2000s flex pretty often. 200s do fail every now and then, but this one is not really it. This is like, you gotta learn this at least once. Like, you gotta just learn this at least once. This is kebab. Wait, how many fills do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5. Alright, well. Yeah, it's not really a fail, it's just a canon event. Exactly. Like, this has to happen to you one time in life. And you'll understand that you gotta always watch out. Like, it happens to me. Happens to me. Played as white. He resigned, though. Flex. I have very high expectations for flexes on weeks where the theme is something as exciting as checks, captures, and threats. You know, checks, captures, and threats do make up a lot of games. Ooh, I like this. I like rook takes a6. This is cute. If pawn takes, you got like bishop takes g6 with a lot of checkmate ideas. Yoink. Oh, that's it? That's the whole game? Yeah, I mean, this is fine. I feel like it's good, but it's not blowing our minds, especially because you're 2200. 2200 is tough. Tough! I'm expecting a lot. You better be sacrificing a queen at some point. You don't have to, but my expectations are high. If you're not 2200, obviously the expectations are a little lower, but yeah. I think they're reasonable expectations. The higher rated you are, the higher expectations I have. Alright, let's start off with reviewing all of the flexes this week. Don't forget, flexes do have the chance to win $50. We're gonna go through all of the ones that were my favorite, and then chat gets to vote on their favoritist. Whichever one you vote for has a chance to win $50. So we're gonna go through all 5 of them. And we'll start out with Hakos. Sorry, we'll start out with Skrillosauruses. So if you were not here earlier in the stream, this was one of the very first games that did get pinned for Flex Friday today, because this was played by a 437. So once again, when you are 437, my expectations for your games are literally on parking level -4, right? Like, it's fine. You can basically play whatever. And I would be pretty impressed by it. But I was actually really impressed by this game. It is played by, once again, somebody who is not as high rated. So, you know, that's always totally fine. Hello, Max. Hello, hello. We do judge all games based on... That was for the guy who was 260. We do judge games based on your rating level. And he played against somebody who was 1758, which is crazy. Hyvää iltaa. And Skrillosaurus had a pretty bad start to his game, so this was a forced Halloween Gambit Arena, so they're already forced to be playing down a piece. And then they long castle, which is fine. But what really stood out over here was that the opponent plays queen takes a2. Now, you're 1,758 playing against... Sorry, 1,758 playing against somebody who is 1,300 points lower rated than you. You don't think anything's gonna happen in the game, right? But Scrotosaurus finds bishop to d5, which is a really cute discovered attack and fork all at the same time. Beautiful move by 437. 437s, once again, blowing our minds over here. They choose to take the rook, which is also correct, because if they take the queen, then the rook takes their queen first, yeah? So you want to take the queen. And they move their king out of perpetual check. Great, awesome. And now they have the recognition to go for checkmate! So the king is on h6. How do you checkmate your opponent? Well, you need to bring all your pieces into the attack, and you need to remove all the defenders of the king. What's currently defending the king, other than the pawn? Not much. So he chooses to distract the pawn on g6, which his opponent takes. Scrotosaurus plays queen to f6 with a check, chasing the king up. Plays bishop to f7. Queen to h4. Doesn't get distracted. Moves their rook over. Plays bishop to d5, sacrificing the rook. No problem. Plays queen to h3 and finds queen to g2 checkmate, with checkmating the king on f2. And that is how a 437 can have a game worthy of a flex. Because that is a beautifully played game by a 437. Like, no doubt about it. Sure, you were forced to play down a piece because of the opening arena. It was the Halloween Gambit arena. And they perhaps didn't play very well in the start. But they were also playing against a 1700. And the opponent gave them a chance to win. So they took it. And they went for it. And that's wonderful. And that's why 400s deserve credit as well. Next up, we got this game by the Connor McChicken, who played a very standard game, I want to say, in terms of the opponent making a big mistake in the opening, or misclicking, or whatever it was, bonk clouding. We're going to skip over the opening because I don't think it's that important. Obviously, opponent made some choices, so did Connor. What actually ended up happening, though, is the position sort of equalized because Connor didn't do a very good job of taking advantage of the fact his opponent's king was in the center. They also kept their king in the center, and it actually gave Black an opportunity to win material here. However, I did want to highlight that the opponent keeps playing very slow moves, like queen takes h4, and this is a capture, it looks fine, and you're threatening this now, you're threatening checks, whatever. Connor McChicken here plays the double exclamation mark, rook takes d6, sacrificing the rook, but he doesn't just sacrifice one, he sacrifices both, because this is a good position for white, yeah? Like, the king is kind of exposed, rook takes c6, drags one of those pawns from Black's safe queen side, and instead of just being okay with that, he's like, I'm going to sacrifice the other one because now I can sacrifice my bishop as well, earning him another double exclamation mark, chase the king all around the board, and deliver checkmate on f7, all through 2 double rook sacks. So pretty game. Next up here, we got this game by the OG RF. Opponent played a slightly sus opening. That is totally fine. One of the key things that... Oh, wait, I think this is the game that got... Oh, no, this is the game that stayed. Because I actually like this game. So when your opponent has such passive pieces and never develops your pieces, a lot of people ask me this question, Nemo. Like, I'm in a close position. How do I attack? What do I do? Well, look at a ref's game. Because a ref's game is beautiful. And he plays knight takes h5. It doesn't look like he has any pawns to break open the opponent's king, right? But you don't need pawns to break open your opponent's king. You can use your pieces. So knight takes h5 is wonderful because if g takes, there's checkmate on h7. But even if there wasn't, this would be a really good idea. And then he plays e6, once again, with the intention to open the opponent's king side. And all of these moves are played with the very clear intention of opening up your opponent's king side. So, rook takes d4, removing another defender of the black king. Now he's got a queen, a bishop, and a rook. And even though black is up a rook, RF throws away another bishop. Because if queen takes e5, there's checkmate on h7, which is why, once again, it's so important to develop your pieces. And he simply finishes off the opponent's king, where it shows clearly that if you are playing chess, you need to be using all your pieces. So yeah. Next up, we got this game by Are You Benign, playing with the white pieces, I believe. Oh no, wait. I think it was play with the black pieces. Who won this game? It was play with the black pieces. I think this was a really cute game. This is a much more normal game, as in the opponent didn't make any grave mistakes, no glaring errors, and this is also played over the board blitz. So as you can see, a pretty equal position. However, you know, this is an interesting little move, right? Like, you're putting yourself into a self-fork. This is not an intuitive move, but there's no G takes H4 here because this is pinned. So once again, you're putting your pieces into the attack in a position that you might not think there is an attack, but there could always be the chance. So after bishop takes G3, queen takes G3, queen H3 with a check. Looks like you might be going towards a draw, but no, you move your bishop into the attack, threatening the very traditional queen to G2. White swings the other rook over to G1, and it looks like maybe White's gonna get away with all this because the queen has nowhere to go on the H file, right? However, watch, bishop to G2 with the double exclamation mark, because after king takes, it's simply checkmate. So a very cute little attack over here, pretty clean, higher rated over the board blitz, and that's kind of how you should play games of chess when you get higher rated. Even if you're not given the opportunity by your opponent, handed to you on a silver platter, you gotta take it. Gotta take it from them. Hey Smashing 9, thanks so much for the tier 2. Welcome back to your 55th month. Thank you so much. Also, I wanted to let you guys know I have hired a PA to slowly work through all of our little sub icons and stuff. So by Christmas time, hopefully you guys are gonna get all the icons. I don't even remember when they stopped, but I think it was after year 3. So we'll update you guys on the last 2 years of sub icons. But I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. This was Kako's game. So Kako is, you know, yeah, well, remote PA, not in-person one. I do need an in-person one too. Kako blunders a rook out of the opening. Thought about resigning, but this is why you guys do not resign. Because look at what Kako does. Kako develops all of their pieces. Opponent gives them the opportunity to play knight takes f6 with a double exclamation mark, throws all of their pieces into the attack. If g takes, this is checkmate. If king to h2, Kako plays bishop to g2, ignoring the knight on f6, because once again, this is checkmate. He doesn't care, and he brings in that last rook he does have into the attack, and just threatens checkmate, really, every single move. I know this is crazy, but believe it or not, checks, captures, and threats really does help your game. If you threaten checkmate, you're very likely to actually find the opportunity to go for checkmate. And that's exactly what you guys should be doing. Because I feel like this was a very good example of, hey, yes, I blundered a rook, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting, and I'm going to go for all of my opportunities. And if you follow checks, captures, and threats, and keep thinking about your opportunities, take the chances that your opponents give you, and you yourself go for checkmate, surprisingly, sometimes you might actually find it. So I think these were all really well-played games. I'm going to let you guys vote on who deserves best game of the week, which is also $50 in USD. If you choose to take it on Phenom, which is the poker site we are partnered with, you get $5 extra because it saves me on PayPal transactions. So yeah, who deserves $50 this week? So our very first one is Skrillasaurus Rex. And then we got Mr. Connor McChicken. Oh, I accidentally underscored the wrong part of your name. And then we've got OG Aref. And then the one that has no name is RU-Benign. With this cute little bishop to g2 tactic. And then we have Kako. So you guys do get 5 minutes to vote. Yeah, checkmate is OP, guys. Like, if you find checkmate, look at what all of these games have in common. Checkmate. 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 And check. Well, one move before checkmate, but you get my point. This would have been checkmate, obviously. Yeah, I know. Checkmate is pretty OP. If you checkmate your opponent in chess, you can't lose the game. Heard it here first, guys. Heard it here first. Yeah, but your checkmate wasn't as cool as their checkmate, Skooma. I know. Checkmate ends the game. He's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong. So yeah, if you guys are looking to vote, then obviously there's a lot of options out there. And I think all of these games were played really, really well. Nice. Jewel Moose Swedish Christmas soda. I don't know what that is, but I don't think it's something I've had in Finland. I wonder if I've had something similar. All right, I'm gonna go grab a little bit more water and I shall be right back. And we'll also be going through all of our fails. And thank you so much, Wing1, for the Prime. Appreciate it. Welcome to the pool party. Thank you. Thank you. And let me get my Luffy cup. Okay, BRB. All right. Wow. It's a race over here. We got Skrillosaurus in the lead with 9 votes. Kako falling closely behind with 7. This is Skrillosaurus's game. Kako is in with second with 7 votes. Connor McChicken over here with 8 votes. OGRF with 0 votes. OGRF hasn't even gotten their mother to vote for them. It's very sad. Any pity votes coming in for OGRF? And Are You Benign has at least hopefully voted for themselves. So, you know, that is an advantage to being here in the chat. You are allowed to vote for yourself. Don't forget that. If you want to impact your own win, you can vote for yourself. Nothing wrong with that. And we actually have a couple of pity votes coming in from OGRF. Don't forget, you do only get 1 vote. So if you voted for OGRF, you can't vote for anybody else. And we do have at least 1 vote for Are You Benign? They are up to, well, they're up to 4th. They're still in 4th. I don't think they have, they always have at least 1 vote, my own. That's wholesome. But yeah, okay, Are You Benign is now up to 2 votes. I don't think it's gonna matter too much because it does really look like Skrilosaurus Rex has won everybody's hearts and has 15 votes for them winning $25 this week. Congratulations to Hema. And as always, my strong preference would be that you take the money on Phenom so I can save on PayPal transaction fees and just send it to you on Phenom. But you do get 55 bucks. So congratulations. It's actually more than 50 for Hema because they have a Phenom account. Yay. How convenient. But this was a really well played game. I'm very proud of how 437s are playing chess these days. It's awesome. But yeah, good job. And huge... I actually remember what happened in Hima's game. You're learning chess. You're learning a little too much chess there, bro. Gotta save some of your brain cells. So, but yeah, huge congratulations to everyone. You guys obviously all did really, really well. If you did not do very well this week, then you always have every 2 weeks to submit games. So, next up, we do have the fails. And fails also deserve money. They do deserve half of the money. Because, you know, we don't want to encourage people to fail too hard. We want to encourage you guys to accept that you're allowed to have failures, but also at the same time, remind that succeeding is still more important. So we're going to start out here with our very first game that did get pinned. Or sorry, this was the last game that got pinned. We'll skim through this game because this wasn't that much of a fail. It just seemed like it was terrible. Like, this is why some people are 1187. Because I don't know how our horsey ended up on a5. I don't know why we gave them the pair bishops in the opening. I don't know why they have such a strong center. And I don't know why, like, our opponent even gave us the opportunity to, you know, potentially defend this. And we just didn't take it. And we just have our knights in the corner. And this was just probably a really sad game to play. So I feel for all the games that did not get off to a good start. And this is why you should probably think about the opening principles. Like, yes, always think about checks, captures, and threats, but also think about controlling the center, developing your pieces, and getting castled. Because what happened in this game, Gregory did not control the center, plays the Nimzo, which I don't recommend for beginners, because it doesn't control the center. Oh yeah, it's true. I don't have that written down because I've been focusing so much on checks, captures, and threats. But you should never memorize how to play an opening. The only thing that you should be doing is thinking about controlling the center. I don't know if anyone can read my cursive. But you want to control the center. You want to develop your pieces. And then you want a castle. Castle. A-S-A-P. Castling ASAP is very important. Very, 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 very important. Yeah, the knight moves so many times before any other pieces. That is not developing your pieces. That is literally just ignoring your opening principles. And if you ignore your opening principles, you're going to be in a world of pain. Because that is how chess is designed. So follow your opening principles. All you need in your life to win your chess games is the front of this whiteboard and the back of this whiteboard. So this is the front. And then this is the back. It's a castle. ASAP. Yeah. You just want a castle. Like, you want to get your king to safety, basically, as soon as you possibly can. Yeah, the knight literally went off to explore. Go explore. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, how bad this guy's opening was. Okay, moving on. We got our second fail of the day. Raj over the board game played for school meet. So this was a 1200 against a 2100. He played white. He did really, really well. So we're not gonna like go super hard on him because it is a 900 point rating diff. Thanks for hanging, Connor. He even finds this beautiful tactic with knight takes f6, which gives him the option for this discovered attack, using a discovered attack himself, and this is actually a brilliant move, as you can tell from up here. So I'm really impressed by how 1200s have been playing. However, he does end up losing the plot a little bit, and despite playing such amazing moves, he forgets the very basic. What is it? The checks, and the captures, and the threats. We gotta go, we always, no matter how good or how good you feel like your game is going, never forget where you came from. This is where you started, and this is where you will die. It goes nowhere. There's no upper level of this. This is it. This is the entire game of chess. This is the taxes and death of chess. You know, like, this is where you will be when you're 200, and this is where you'll be when you're 2200. Because if you forget this at any given point, at any point in your chess career, you're gonna lose your game. So always, always, always look for checks, captures, and threats. This is the deaths and taxes of chess. I'm letting you know. This part is important to get into a playable position so you don't hate your life. But this part is gonna be with you even if you forget this part. So even if you forget this side, even if you forget this side of the board, it doesn't matter because you'll still need this side of the board. That's not like our CEOs. Yeah. There's no upper level. That's crazy. What do you do if there are no good checks, captures, or threats? Well, that's the part where planning actually comes into effect, and that's a whole different lesson. Basically, if you don't have any good captures or threats in your current position, what you're actually working on is trying to... So basically, if you don't have any of these in your current position, right? How do I gotta erase some of my food review scores. How do I make the above happen? That's your plan at all times in chess. It's very easy. Chess is very easy. You look for checks, you look for captures, and you look for threats. You don't have any? Well, then how do we make a threat? Unless this is not your playstyle and you just want to be on defend mode all the time and just draw the majority of your games and play a very like responding style of chess, then yeah. Hey, Park Catalyst, thank you so much for the tier 1 and welcome back to your 9th month. That's actually really, really, really funny. I love that. Thanks. In that order? Yes, in this order. It's always in this order. Okay, well, actually, that's not true. If you don't have this in your current position, then you want to do you guys know what a snake draft is? Like, when you do drafts for, like, teams or something, and then when you get to the last person to pick, they also get to pick the next person to go, so the bottom person gets 2 picks. Okay, dude, you guys should know what a snake draft is. So basically, if you end up here, right, let's say, and you're like, I don't have any good threats. Okay, so then you ask yourself, how do I make the above happen? And you actually end up going to threats, and then thinking about how can I threaten something, because threats oftentimes lead to trying to capture pieces. And then you go here, and then you think about checkmate. So you start out here, and if there are no checks, you think about captures, and then you think about threats, and it's like this cycle. It's always this cycle. It's the cycle of checks, captures, threats. Threats, captures, checks. No, you threaten to threaten. You threat to threaten. Like, you go think about, ooh, does my opponent have any weak pawns? Oh, does my opponent have a weak horsey? Oh, does my opponent have a weak king? Oh, does my opponent, you know, have a bad bishop? Does my opponent have a queen that's way too exposed? Does my opponent have XYZ? And then, no, you cannot please do not verbally threaten your opponent. You might get thrown out. Let's keep the chess, you know, fighting on the board, preferably. Thank you. Yeah, you can glare at them all you want, though. But yeah, this would be my advice for anyone out there. If you get stuck here and you're like, well, then go here, and then you go back up here, and then you go here, and then you go here, and then if you're here, then you go down here, and then you think about this, and then you go down here. And then you just have to get really, like... You just have to get used to doing that, basically, over and over and over again. So, yeah. But that's how this happened, basically, because at some point, bro forgot about it and just failed. Sure, put your pieces down. It's the circle of chess life, exactly. Yeah, there was somebody that poisoned their opponent. I do remember this. I was also crazy. Okay, sorry. Back to the fails. We have this game by Tamara. And this was a fail because I don't even know what happened. This entire game was a fail. It was a total disaster from start and finish. Start to finish. Hey, Kako, thank you for the 200 bits. It started out okay. I mean, both of them are 1600. They're playing a 10-minute game, so expectations are on, like, shopping level 2. I think it's like a little jiggle dance. And then Tamara kind of lost the plot a little bit over here. Let their opponent get way too much of an attack going. They actually missed this E3 move that they had. But that's okay, because they still were trying to attack. This mall goes up to... This is one of those Asian malls that has, like, 11 floors. And there's, like, multiple stories of food courts. There's a whole shopping area for electronics. And there's, like, an ice rink on level 8. And there's also a park on level 11. And a museum on level 10. Yeah, this is one of those. This is a really cool Asian shopping mall. One of those Japanese ones that has everything. And you could spend a whole day in them. But yeah. So my expectations were shopping level 2. But I don't know. These guys sort of just... Like, Black played some great moves. Excellent moves, you know. Sacrificing the bishop over here for the chance at queen f2 and then... taking this, but I'm starting to realize that this might have been an accidental brilliant move by the black pieces, because then they also proceed to just throw away the bishop and won. And all of a sudden, white makes a comeback and is doing fine and is now up a piece. And this is a winning endgame for white, obviously, being up that bishop, which you would think could be possibly done by 1600 with 4 minutes left on the clock. However, that would appear to not be the case, because even though they go for, you know, the rook trade, the bishop is the right color of this pass pawn, they have a second pass pawn in case they mess that up. Black, in their usual la-di-la-di-la fashion, they don't even realize that their rook's under attack necessarily. They're just like, oh, I'm pinned, I gotta move the king, instead of realizing this is a rook for a rook trade. And Tamara just takes the rook, and it's a stalemate. And that's why this game is on Fail Friday. Because, yeah, I don't know. The one brilliant move in this game played by Black wasn't even intentional. And I'm sure that this king to g3 move was not intentional at all. Like, I am 95% sure that Black at no point in this position was like, oh, I can draw this game. And instead, they just played it. Because they were like, well, I'm losing a rook. They were not actually losing the rook. So this game was pretty bad. It might have been intentional. I highly doubt that it was. Highly, highly doubt that it was intentional, judging by how the rest of this game went. So that's why this game is on Fail Friday. And they have lots of time, but they spent none of it. Alright, next up, we got this game by Major Tom. This game barely made the list just because they played it against somebody who is 2600, which is like 1,000 points higher rated. But yeah, they were doing a lot better. They were winning, but we didn't have too many other fails, so, you know, it's being thrown on here. I think this is a very good example of somebody who is good at chess, but is slower, which is probably why they're lower rated. It's not necessarily that they're worse at the game than a 2600 in longer time controls, but definitely at the 3-minute time control, they're not quite there yet, and they're not as consistent. So yeah, they flagged this game being completely winning with clear plans in this type of position. And I think that's a big pity, but it's not a huge fail by any means. Like, you know, 14 seconds to 0 at 3 minutes, and you have a winning position. It's a pretty well played game by Major Tom. Alright, this next game is played by Rikudu. And this is, well, it's not a fantastic game, but their opponent played like a mess. Rikudu is up 2 minor pieces and sacrificed 1 back and decided to get themselves discovered attacked. So, you know, this is just a free bishop. This is not a discover attack. If you're discovering an attack, your piece has to be protected. Otherwise, it's a free piece for the opponent. However, none of that really mattered because you will never guess the end result of this game where they're up 2 minor pieces and a rook and have all the pawns in the world. You will never guess the result of this game. Oh, wait. Did they somehow manage to stalemate? Yeah, they did. So here we are with our 5 fails of the week, and you are allowed to vote for one of them. Who deserves $25 this week? We've got Gregory Greg. Also, if you are on YouTube, don't forget I read chat on Twitch exclusively, and all the voting and all the fun stuff happens on Twitch. Because Twitch is the best streaming platform, unfortunately. Wait, who was this played by? This was played by Plasmius. And this game was played by Tamara. This game was played by Major Tom. And this game was played by Riku Do. Alright, make sure you guys are voting. Yeah, well, you know. Everyone tries to make a streaming platform. And then... YouTube has no 7TV. I sometimes check comments on YouTube. Like, are you talking about, like, stream comments or just regular comments? Hey, Kako, thanks so much for the 200 bits. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, we usually, I mostly just read Twitch comments. YouTube is my least used platform. I think it's because I'm very Gen Z. Like, I never really used YouTube growing up. Because I wasn't allowed on social media. So by the time that I was, it was mostly TikTok and Instagram. And I've just never gotten used to using YouTube. The only thing I use YouTube for are like my deep sea videos. Like, I love watching videos about whales, like literal whales, not talking about poker whales. Well, I do actually use YouTube for like Triton poker and like poker content and stuff and vlogs and all that, but I want to put a lot more effort into longer form YouTube content next year. So, yeah. Spotify is most of my podcast listening. I hardly ever really use YouTube. Like, for my own use. Obviously, I use it as a creator, but I don't really use YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think YouTube is very different for me. Like, I'll watch a bunch of... I watch, like, archival runway shows on YouTube. Like, I think I use it for very specific purposes. I'm not a YouTube scroller. or anything. I have a few channels I will check out every now and then, and if I really need something, I will go and use it as like research or something like that. But YouTube is just not my main platform of personal consuming, I would say. Yeah. Because by the time I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Nah, if you're watching on YouTube, you should come watch on Twitch. I'm just saying. But I do appreciate everybody that watches all my long form and short form content. I don't mind. Wow, we got a lot of votes in for Tamara. I see Plasmius is not awake here to give themselves a vote. No pity votes. Not a single pity vote, huh? Well, that's sad. I actually strongly disagree. Twitch has barely an algorithm. Like, if you like streams, you got a few streams that you look at, and that's it. It's not like YouTube, where if you finish a video, it recommends you another one. Twitch doesn't really do that. I strongly disagree that Twitch is soul consuming. I almost wish that they were more corporate about it, because, like, it's so hard to find other channels. Like, even, I can't even find channels I already follow on Twitch. You know? It's honestly not my favorite, but that's okay. So yeah, I like to stream on YouTube. I like to stream on Twitch and post obviously long form content on YouTube. So Twitch channels, I have no idea. I have genuinely no idea. But that's kind of my point. Like, YouTube is very algorithmically tailored, which is why, I don't know. It's just to each their own, right? But my favorite platform is by far Instagram. So, like, just for personal use. Obviously not for live streaming or anything like that. Just if I like to use a platform. Insta has all the artistic, creative work. Yeah. I've spent a lot of time algorithmically tailoring my Insta feed, which is fun. Nice, Naru. That's awesome. Well, if you're so excited about the chess dating app, then you should check out Anything AI and work on it yourself. No coding necessary. No coding experience necessary. And thank you, Kako, and huge congratulations to Tamara on winning this week's Fail Friday. We'll get you your $25. And huge congratulations to all the other people that failed this week and made it onto the final 5. You guys should rest easy in knowing that you simply didn't fail hard enough. Yeah, I like doing that, Christian. That's where my deep sea fascination goes into effect. So if you guys are looking to submit games and have the chance to win more money in the future, then you guys should be already try to be worse, yes, but also make sure that you're submitting games for the correct category. I'm actually not sure, like, what next week's theme is going to be, or sorry, in 2 weeks' theme is going to be. Oh, I love Xiaohongshu. I'm a huge Xiaohongshu fan. But I just get all of that content, like, reposted on IG. So, I have basically a watered-down version of Xiaohongshu in my algorithm. But if I could be on Chinese social media more, I would. It's a different world. Completely different world. But yeah, we'll be doing more Flex Fridays. There's gonna be another one in 2 weeks. And we gotta think of a theme. We gotta think of a theme for next week. So if anybody has any ideas, Are there any winter-themed openings that we could potentially go for? Let's brainstorm a little here, guys. Winter-themed chess openings. Let's take a look. Is there, like, a Santa Claus opening? Probably not. Like, you know how there's Halloween openings? Is there anything like a Christmas opening? Santa, is that a thing? We'll wait for Chinese New Year for 4 nights, but that's a great idea. I love it, Adam. Keep it. I failed to see how cows are related to Christmas. Oh, I found an Eric Rosen YouTube video. Rare Purple King. Weird opening. Okay, there's some crazy ones in here. How does he find all these? These are insane. I don't know if any of these are actually Christmas themed, but someone on JustCon forum claims I've invented a Santa Claus attack. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, no, we were not gonna use ChatGPT. Aw, Anna Rudolph. That's actually such a cute idea. Huh. There's no Christmas-themed chess openings, huh? That's kind of interesting. What else would it be? I'm not sure. None of these are really selling it to me. Well, we can do something like the Danish Gambit. Because, I don't know, Denmark's pretty Scandinavian. That could be okay. There's no Finnish Gambit. Otherwise, I would have definitely done that. There's a winter variation. Where is that? I would love to know. Oh, well, Icelandic is not really... Yeah, sure, I guess Iceland is more Scandinavian than Finland is, but Iceland's not what I think about when I think about Christmas. Sorry, Icelandic people. Christmas tree Dutch variation, is that a thing? Christmas tree Dutch variation chess. Is this real? This doesn't sound real. I can't use forums. That's great. Is this an actual thing? Scandinavia does not include Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark. Because there are no Vikings in Finland. We're just Nordic. If anybody has, like, a link, you will get timed out for it for 60 seconds, but we would appreciate you. I'm not making a new opening. Yeah, I don't know. Stockholm is not where my mind goes to when I think about Christmas. Like, Stockholm is cute, but we want less metropolitan Scandinavia. We want, like, the snow, you know? You know what? It's fine. We'll figure it out. Next week, next Friday, there's the Flex Friday Arena. For that arena, we will have a Christmas-themed opening ready for me. Oh, Istiar, look at you. You might be getting a promotion. Long form content is great. I don't particularly care about your opinion, but there's obviously a place and a time for long form content, and that is 100% on YouTube. This is a very specific variation. Yeah, I'm kind of cool with this. This is the winter variation of the Dutch. What's the Christmas tree variation of the Dutch? That's more wintry than this. But I kind of like it. I actually have played this opening. No, fantasy does not make me think about Christmas. Fantasy just reminds me of, you can get into Fantasyland in this game called Chinese Pineapple. Or just Pineapple. Oh, Chinese Open Face / Pineapple. And it reminds me of that. It's basically, wait, okay, anyways, it's fine. It's a different conversation. I play a lot of card games. It reminds me of Fantasyland, basically. But I'm pretty down for this, so it's probably gonna be this or the other one. So, that's cool. It's gonna be probably the winter variation in the Dutch or the Christmas variation. Yeah, well, that's why we do arenas for this. Because you can always participate in the arena. Yeah, like Queen's up top or something, and then you get into Fantasyland, and then you just, like, bully your opponent. It's a good life. I love Pineapple. Alright, cool. If you're watching on YouTube, come over to Twitch so you can keep watching the stream, because we are going to be swapping over to poker! Tomorrow we're going to be returning with... Actually, tomorrow we're gonna be returning with TFT on my alt channel at noon with Rambling, coaching from Rambling. And then tomorrow we're also going to be doing chess at 5. So tomorrow's going to be a fun day. Chess will be on the main channel, but TFT will be on my side channel. And yeah, we'll dive into some poker. So if you've been watching on YouTube, make sure you hop on over to Twitch so you can keep watching. And in general, hop on over to Twitch anyways, because Twitch is awesome. All right, bye everybody on YouTube.